Magandang araw mga kababayan. Once again, welcome to our channel. For today's video, I will be discussing all about Gckey. I will be showing how you can create your Gckey account directly from the IRCC website, and also how you will complete and answer properly the questionnaire for Gckey account. And also, I will be showing how you can properly upload the required documents in order for you to complete your online visa application accordingly. And before that, just a disclaimer, once again, we are not professional immigration consultants. This is all based on our personal research and experiences and doing our own application as well. So if you're interested to know more about the DIY or the do-it-yourself process in applying for a student visa for Canada, you're on the right channel. So please don't forget to click on the subscribe button so you will be updated on our next videos and also for us to reach more Canada dreamers like us. And of course, first thing we need to know, what is Gckey? This is a unique electronic credential or an account that will allow you to communicate and access securely the Government of Canada's online programs and services. Now, you can use this to submit your online immigration visa application for Canada, such as a student permit, work permit, or even express entry application. Now, let's create your Gckey account. In order for you to do that, you may simply go to Google and type in Gckey. Now, this will show you the options. You can simply choose the IRCC website, which should be canada.ca. Now, that will bring you to IRCC website where you can create your Gckey account. Now, this will also show you two options. Option 1 is creating Gckey using your credential, and option 2, signing in using the online Canadian banking information. Now, for this video, we'll be doing the option 1, which is using your credential. So please click on register. Then it will show you the step-by-step instructions on how you can actually create and set up your Gckey account. You may then click register with Gckey button. Now it will lead you to the page that will show you sign in and sign up. We'll choose sign up since we're creating a new account. Now it will show you the terms and conditions. If you agree, then you may click I accept button. Next step, you need to create your username. And once done, you may simply click continue. And of course, you need to create your password as well. And please take note of the username and password you will be using just to avoid any problems as well every time you log in. And once done, you may simply click on continue. Next, you will also be required to create your recovery questions, answers, and hints. Now, this will just basically help you recover the account just in case you forget your password in the future. And please do take note of the answers that you will be providing just to avoid any problems as well in recovering the account just in case you will need to recover the account in the future. And again, once done, you may simply click on continue. You will also be provided with an optional account recovery. Now, this is just an added protection as well just in case you will be needing to retrieve your password in the future. And for this, you may simply provide your email and then confirm email address. And once done, you may simply click continue. And yes, at this point, you have successfully created your Gckey already. Now, if you click continue, the system will simply be asking for the confirmation code, which you will be receiving on the email address you have provided earlier. Now, you may go ahead and input the code in order for you to complete the email recovery option. And then we're done for the first part. Now, just for us to check the account that we have created, you can simply go again to Google and type in Gckey and simply click on again the link for canada.ca. Now, this time you may go ahead and click on sign in with Gckey since we already have an account. And to sign in, just type in the username and password that we have created and then click sign in and continue. Now, this will lead you to the terms and conditions, and if you agree, you may simply click on I accept. Now, at this point, you will be required to provide your name, your last name, email address, and the preferred language of notification. And you need to provide this information as it appears on your passport. And then click continue. Next, you will be required to create your security questions. Now, you will be needing to answer these questions each time you access your account or every time you log in. So again, please do take note of the questions and answers that you will be providing just to avoid again any problems every time you log in. And then you may click continue. Now, this will lead you to your account's information page where you can see the submitted application if you have one already and the pending application if you have one as well. Now, this will also show you the options where you can actually start an application depending on the purpose that you may need. And for this video, since we're doing the student visa application, we need to choose the first option, which is the apply to come to Canada. That will include applications for visitor visas, work and study permits, and even express entry. And once you click that, it will lead you to the personal checklist page. Now, first thing you can see would be the personal reference code. Now, you will only have this code if ever you previously applied online for this particular platform as well. Otherwise, we need to answer the so-called questionnaire or the series of questions that the system will be asking to basically determine if we are eligible to apply for a visa, so we can begin the online application as well accordingly. And for that, you may go ahead and click on the visitor visa, study and or work permit button. Now, the answers to these questions may be different from one individual to another depending on our circumstances. So you need to answer the questions based on your actual situation accordingly. Now, for the first question, what would you like to do in Canada? You may simply choose study. And then how long you are planning to stay in Canada? You simply choose temporarily, more than 6 months. Next would be select the code that matches the one on your passport. You simply choose Philippines. And also, what is your current country or territory of residence? You choose Philippines. Next question, do you have a family member who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident and is 18 years or older? On our end, we don't have, so choose no. And then, what is your date of birth? So simply place your date of birth. And then you may click next. Next would be if you are a permanent resident or citizen of United States. So click no, then click next. And then next question, have you been accepted to a designated learning institution? And since we are applying for a student permit, at this point, you should be having a letter of acceptance from any of the designated learning institution from Canada. Otherwise, you cannot proceed with the application yet. So it should be a yes if you have been accepted to a DLI or designated learning institution. Next question would be, have you visited or lived in any of the designated countries for 6 consecutive months in the last year? Now, for the so-called designated countries of origin, you may simply refer to IRCC website for the list of the countries. However, upon checking, as per IRCC, Canada has removed all the countries in the designated list already. So you may choose no. Now, next question would be, have you had a medical exam performed by an IRCC authorized panel physician within the last 12 months? Now, you choose yes if you have done upfront medical already, just like what we did. Otherwise, you choose no. Next set of questions would be if you have GIC of at least 10,000 Canadian dollars, if you have paid the first year's tuition fee in full, and if you have taken a language test in the past 2 years. Now, you may answer accordingly. Now, by the way, these 3 questions would basically determine your application would be either SDS or Student Direct Stream or Regular Stream. If you have answered yes to all 3 questions, then you may be qualified or classified as SDS or Student Direct Stream. Otherwise, it will be classified as a regular stream application, just like what we had. Now, next question would be your marital status. So you can simply answer accordingly. If you're married, divorced, or never been married or single. And then, what is the province of destination? On our end, we choose New Brunswick. Now, after that, based on your answers, the system will be generating the result if you're eligible to apply for a study permit or not. And if you are eligible, you may now proceed on the next page. Then it will show you the Create Your Personal Checklist page. You may simply click on Continue. Next question, do you have a valid work permit or study permit and need a visa to return to Canada? You may simply choose no and click next. Now, next question would be, are you an exchange student? Now, in any point that you will get confused with a question, you may simply click on the question mark button so you can see what exactly the question is pertaining to. Now, here you will see exactly what is the definition of an exchange student. Now, you may choose no. Next question would be, is work an essential component of your studies? Now, don't be confused with this question. This would only pertain to a co-op requirement for a program. So if you have co-op included in your program, meaning you need to work for a certain hours as a requirement for you to complete your program, then you need to choose yes. Otherwise, if your program doesn't include a co-op requirement, then you need to choose no. Now, for the following questions, you may simply respond accordingly. If you are a spouse, a common law partner, or child of a certain skilled worker, or a certain full-time international student that has or will have status in Canada, and also a recipient of a Commonwealth scholarship, or a recipient of a full bursary from the Canadian International Development Agency, including Francophone scholarships, and also a participant in a Canadian aid program for developing countries. And then click next. Next question, are you accompanying a family member that has status in Canada or has recently been approved to come to Canada? Now you can respond yes if you are, otherwise you choose no. Now, next question, have you ever committed, been arrested for, been charged with, or convicted of any criminal offense in any country? Then you may simply respond accordingly. Next question, do you want to submit an application for a family member? You simply choose yes if you will be applying together with your spouse for the open work permit, and also with the kids if you have. Otherwise, you choose no. Now, if you choose yes, the system will be generating a separate set of questions for each family member that you will be applying for. That should start with a spouse, followed by the kids accordingly. And then the following set of questions would pertain to your spouse application. Now, first question for that, what country does your family member live in? You simply choose Philippines. Same for the next question, which country issued your family member's passport or travel document? And then you can proceed with the next question. Next question would pertain if your family member is a permanent resident or a citizen of United States, then you may simply choose no. Now, next set of questions would be, what is your family member's current marital status? What is your family member's date of birth? And where will your family member be staying in Canada? And then you may answer accordingly. And then proceed with the next question. Now, next question, why is your family member visiting Canada? This would pertain to the purpose of travel of the dependent spouse of the student main applicant, which you should be choosing work with an open work permit. And then click next. Now, next question would pertain to the criminal offense ever committed by the family member. Now, just to be more particular with the question, you can simply click on the question mark button so you can see the definition exactly given by the RRCC for criminal offense. And then you may answer accordingly. Now, next question, has your family member had a medical exam performed by an IRCC authorized panel physician within the last 12 months? Once again, if you did upfront medical as well for the spouse, you can simply choose yes, otherwise you choose no. Next question, has your family member visited or lived in one of the designated countries for 6 consecutive months in the last year? Now, once again, just like what I mentioned earlier, this would pertain to the designated countries of origin, which you can find the list on the IRCC website as well. And again, you may answer no. Now, for the next question, you may simply answer yes or no if the family member would want to work on the enumerated jobs on this list. And then proceed to the next question. Now for the next question, you may simply choose yes or no if the family member has given their fingerprints and photo, or the so-called biometrics, for an application to come to Canada in the past 10 years. Now, next question would pertain to the fees associated with the family member's application. You may simply choose the first bullet, which is yes, I will be paying my family member's application fee. And then you may proceed on the next page. Now, for the next question, do you want to submit an application for another family member? Now, if you will be applying for another family member like your dependent kids, you simply choose yes, otherwise you choose no. Now, take note, the only qualified dependents of the main student applicants would be the spouse or the common law partner, along with your dependent kids, which is normally 18 years old and below. And once again, once you choose yes, you will be needing to answer another set of questions which will pertain to your kids' application. Once again, you may answer Philippines for the questions: what country does your family member live in, and which country issued your family member's passport or travel document. And again, for the next question, you simply choose no if your kid is not a permanent resident or citizen of United States. And again, you may simply answer accordingly for the questions: what is your family member's current marital status? What is your family member's date of birth? And where will your family member will be staying in Canada? And then click next. Now, next question for your kids' application: is your family member currently or will they be living in Canada with a parent or legal guardian for their entire stay? And you may simply choose yes. Next question: is your family member traveling with a parent who does not have full legal custody of them? Now, you choose no if the kids will be traveling with you as their parents, otherwise you choose yes. Next question: why is your family member visiting Canada? Now again, this would pertain to the purpose of travel of the dependent kids that you will be applying for. Now, in general, if your child is 5 years old and above, you may apply them for student permit minor. And for that, you may choose the option study more than 6 months. Otherwise, if your child would be 5 years old and below, you may apply them for the temporary resident visa. And for that, you may choose visit Canada more than 6 months. Now, for this question, again, you may answer accordingly if the family member has ever committed, arrested, charged, or even convicted for any criminal offense in any country. And again, for the next question, this will pertain to the medical exam. So once again, you choose yes if your child did upfront medical already. Otherwise, you choose no. And then click next. Now again, for this question regarding the fees associated with the child's application, you may simply choose yes, I will be paying my family member's application fee, and then proceed on the next page. Now this will lead you again to the question: do you want to submit an application for another family member? So if you have a second child that you will be applying for, then click yes, otherwise you choose no. By the way, it would be the same process if you will have the third or fourth and fifth child that you will be applying for, that you need to answer the set of questions for each of the individual family member that you will be applying for. Now for this video, I will be choosing no for another family member's application, so we can proceed to the next step. Now, next question: are you giving someone access to your application? You simply choose no. Since obviously we're doing the DIY, so we are submitting the application by ourselves. Now for this next question, this would pertain to the student main applicant regarding the biometrics if we have done that in the last 10 years for an application to come to Canada. So click yes if we have done that, otherwise you choose no. Now, next question would pertain again to the fees associated with the application. You may simply choose yes, you will be paying your application fees. Now, next question: are you able to make a digital copy of your documents with a scanner or camera? You simply choose yes. And again, since this is an online application, you need to make all the required documents ready in order for you to upload the necessary documents so you can complete this online visa application. Next question would be: will you be paying your application fees online? You simply choose yes. And by the way, in order for you to complete the payment online, you can simply use a credit card since the Visa debit or the debit MasterCard didn't work when we tried to use it for the payment. Now after that, you're done with the questionnaire, you may then proceed and review your answers. Now it will show you all the questions and all the answers that you have provided from the student main applicant to the second family member and the third family member accordingly. And at any point that you think that you answered incorrectly, you may simply click on the edit icon so you can simply change your answer. Now, it is important for you to review all the answers that you have provided because the system will only be generating the fields where your documents will be uploaded accordingly based on your answers provided. Now also, at any point that you're not yet ready to proceed or you just want to take a break, you can simply click on the exit and save questionnaire, and then you can simply sign in again at the later time once you're ready. Or you may simply click on continue if you wish to proceed on the next step. Now, next step will be uploading the required documents and submitting your online visa application. Now this page will show you the step-by-step guide on how you can upload and submit your visa application. You may simply read it so you can be guided accordingly as well. Now for step 1, use your account. Step 2, save your application. And then step 3, upload your documents. Now here you will show the guidelines for your documents on how you can properly upload the documents accordingly. And then step 4, pay your fees. And you may click on continue to proceed. And that will lead you to this page where you can show your document checklist. Now, this is where you will see the list of the documents you need to submit in order for you to complete your visa application. Now, you will be seeing the individual fields where the corresponding required documents needs to be uploaded accordingly. Also, for added guidance in uploading the documents, you may simply select the question mark button for each field to learn more about each documents to be uploaded. Also, take note that you cannot proceed to the next step until each file has been uploaded successfully. Now, first document will be the IMM 1294 or the application for study permit made outside of Canada. Now you need to download this form, fill it up, no need to sign, only validate and then upload. And to do that, you simply click on upload and then choose file and then upload the document. Next requirement would be the evidence of work requirement study. Now this would pertain to the co-op requirement for your program. And for that, you simply upload the co-op letter that comes along with the LOA that you will be receiving from your chosen school. Now, if you don't have a co-op requirement for your program, this requirement should not be showing on this page. Next would be the letter of acceptance or LOA. So you simply upload the LOA that you will be receiving from your chosen school. Next requirement would be the passport. You simply include the bio page, but if you have traveled abroad, you need to include all the pages with the stamps. Now, next requirement would be the IMM 5713 or the use of a family member representative for online application. Now, you will only be having this as a requirement if you are applying as a family. As the student main applicant, you will be representing your dependents or the rest of your family members for their application. Now, this document needs to be signed, so you need to download, print it out, and fill it up, and then sign, and then scan, and then upload it again. Now, next requirement would be the marriage license or certificate, only if applicable, which is only dependent on the answer you have provided on the marital status question a while ago. Next requirement, and one of the most important requirement, would be the POF or proof of funds or the proof of means of financial support. Now for this, you need to upload all the necessary documents that will comprise your proof of funds, such as a bank statement or bank certificate, along with the supporting documents, such as COE, ITR, and payslip. And also, if you have sponsor, the documents that will be comprising the sponsorship, such as but not limited to affidavit of support, COE, ITR, and payslip of the sponsors. Now, next requirement would be the digital photo. Now, for the digital photo, you can simply click on the question mark button so you can see what would be the exact dimension required for the purpose of this visa application. Next requirement would be the IMM 5645 or the family information. Now for this, there will be no validation option as well, so you might need to sign this form. You can simply download, print it out, fill it up, and then sign, and then upload it again. Next requirement would be the IMM 5257 or the application for a temporary resident visa made outside Canada. Now, although it falls under optional documents, it would also be a required document. Having the student permit, once granted, you will also be needing the temporary resident visa or TRV in order for you to travel and stay in Canada. Now for this, you just need to download a form, fill it up, and then validate, and then upload the document. Now lastly would be the client information. Now this field will play a very important role for your required documents, as it is where you will be presenting and uploading the all other necessary required documents that doesn't have a particular designated field for them to be uploaded, such as your personal documents such as birth certificate, NBI clearance, along with the educational documents from your TOR, diploma, and English as a medium of instruction certificate. Also with your employment documents, the resume, the certificate of employment from the various companies that you have worked for and all that, payslip, ITR, and whatnot, along with the documents relating to your home ties, for the contract to sell if you got house and lot to be presented, the RORCR if you have car to be presented, along with the DTI business registration if you have business, or the ITR and whatnot, and then the government contributions, proof of Pag-ibig, PhilHealth and SSS contributions, and also the family photos that you want to be included in your application. It is also where you will be uploading the most integral part of your application, which is the statement of purpose or the so-called SOP. And it is also with the client information field where you will be uploading the e-medical sheets if ever you've done the upfront medical already. Now for this, you might want to have a table of contents for easier grasp of the information by the one who will be assessing your application as well. Now take note, aside from the digital photo, the rest of the required documents should be uploaded as PDF file, so you might be needing to install Adobe Reader to do that. Also, each field would only have 4 MB as the maximum file size to be accepted. So for the large size documents like the client information, since it will be including a lot of documents, you might need to compress it in order to meet the 4 MB maximum file size. Now, after uploading the required documents for the main student applicant, you may proceed and uploading the documents for the spouse application or for the open work permit application. Now, for the spouse OWP application or the open work permit, you will be needing to upload the IMM 1259 or the application to work permit made outside of Canada. And for this, you also need to download a form, fill it up, and then validate and then upload the document. Next required document would be the family information or the IMM 5645, which you will be needing to download, print out, fill it up, and then sign, and then upload the document. Next would be the passport as well. So again, you need to upload the bio page along with the pages with stamps if you have traveled abroad. Next would be the purpose of travel document. For the spouse application, you need to include the letter of acceptance of the student main applicant along with the letter of intent or the so-called LOI for the open work permit application. Next would be the digital photo as well. Now, if you did the upfront medical, you should be seeing the field for proof of medical exam, where you can upload the e-medical sheet that will be provided by the clinic. However, if you have noticed, I answered no for the upfront medical exam question earlier for the spouse application. In this scenario that you did upfront medical exam but it's not showing up in this particular page, you need to go back to the questionnaire and review your answer. You might answer no on that particular question. Because if you have answered yes on that medical exam question, the field for proof of medical exam should be showing on this particular page as a part of your required documents. Next requirement would also be the IMM 5257 for the open work permit application. Now, that's going to be the application for a temporary resident visa made outside Canada. And again, for this, you simply download the form, fill it up, validate, and upload the form or the document again. Next would be the client information as well. Now, same thing from the student main applicant client information for the spouse application or the open work permit application would be the client information where you will be uploading all the other necessary documents, which doesn't have a designated field that it can be uploaded for. After completing the open work permit or the spouse application for the required documents, you may proceed uploading the required documents for the other family member application or for your kids application. Now, as a requirement for your kids application, you should be showing the IMM 1294 or the application for study permit made outside of Canada as well, since they will be studying in Canada as a student permit minor holder. Otherwise, if they are 5 years old and below, again, you may simply have the temporary resident visa. Next requirement would also be the digital photo. So same thing with the OWP and the student main applicant, and also the passport as a requirement as well. Now also for your dependent kids application, you will also be seeing the letter of acceptance as a requirement. Now for this, you may simply provide and upload the letter of acceptance of the student main applicant as well. Next field will be the proof of upfront medical exam. Now, just like what I mentioned, if you have answered yes for the medical exam earlier, you will be showing this particular field where you need to upload the e-medical sheet that will be provided by the clinic where you did your upfront medical. Also, you should be seeing the field for IMM 5257 for the application for a temporary resident visa made outside Canada for the dependent kids application as well. So same thing, you need to download the form, fill it up, and then validate and then upload the form again. And finally, he will be also having the client information field as well, where you can actually upload again the other necessary required documents for your kids application, which doesn't have a designated field where it can be uploaded. Now, after uploading all the necessary documents for all of the family members application, you may then proceed with the payment of the application fee. Now, for this particular video, we have actually included in the application the student main applicant, the spouse or the open work permit applicant, and also one dependent child as the student permit for minor applicant. And for that, it will include the study permit, which is 150 Canadian dollar, and then a family biometric fee for the student main applicant and the open work permit, which is 170 Canadian dollars, and then work permit, which is 155 Canadian dollars, and then the open work permit holder fee, which is $100 or 100 Canadian dollars, and then the study permit for the SP minor, which is also 150 Canadian dollars, which is a total of 725 Canadian dollars. Now, if you will be adding additional dependent child for SP minor application, then that will be additional 150 Canadian dollars for each dependent child that you will be applying for. Now, after successfully uploading all the necessary required documents, you should be seeing the next or continue button on the bottom right side. And once you click that, it will lead you to the payment option page. And you can simply make the payment for the application fees accordingly. However, since I'm just doing a simulation for this application for the purpose of this video, I will not be able to proceed for that particular last page where you can do the payment and submit the visa application completely. Now, once you have successfully paid the application fees, you will then be receiving a confirmation email that the IRCC have received your application. And that in the next 24 to 48 hours, you should be receiving the biometrics request letter in order for you to complete your biometrics accordingly as well. And yes, that's the complete process on how you can lodge or submit your visa application online. And once you've done that, you're one step closer to your dream. All you need to do then is to wait for the final assessment and the result that will be provided by the IRCC. And I guess that would be all for today. Now, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. It will be a great help for us as well. So I'll see you then in the next video. Thank you for watching.